This is the Art Exchange, and I'm your host. I am Billy D. If I was your girlfriend, would you remember and tell me all the things you forgot when I was your man? Doo-doo. Hey, hey. Doo-doo. When I was your man. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. If I was your best friend, would you let me take care of you and do all the things that only your best friends can? Oh, he does that shit. Only your best friends can. Then you got the and if I was your one and only friend, would you run to me if somebody hurt you, even if the somebody was me? Yeah. Ooh. Sometimes I trip on how happy we could be. Please. This is all in the song. Wow.
Hey.
If I was your girlfriend. And then there's one line where he says, if I was your girlfriend, would you let me dress you?
Hey.
Help you put out your clothes before we go out. Listen, girl, I ain't saying you're helpless, but sometime, those are the things that being in love's about.
Hey.
Surely you understand what I'm saying to you this evening.
Shoot,
Maybe you feel I'm being a little self-centered, but I said I want to be all of the things you are to me. Hey. Surely you can see. And then he says some shit like, I gotta read this shit to you. It's so good, right? He has this conversation. This is a song by Prince, the great one. And it's called If I Was Your Girlfriend. And he's singing from the level of just trying to get some kind of understanding, right? And he says, here it is right here. Sugar D, oh, okay, yeah, that's Sugar D. You know what I'm saying to you this evening, right? And he says, is it really necessary for me to go out of the room just because you want to undress? We don't have to make children to make love. And we don't have to make love to have an orgasm. Your body is what I'm all about. Can I see it? I'll show you. Why not? You can do it because I'm your friend. I do it for you. Of course I'd undress in front of you. And when I'm naked, what shall I do? How can I make you see that it's cool? Can't you just trust me? If I was your girlfriend, you could. Oh, yeah, I think so. Listen, for you, naked, I would dance a ballet. Would that get you off? Tell me what will. If I was your girlfriend, would you tell me? Would you let me see you naked then? Would you let me give you a bath? Would you let me tickle you so hard that you'd laugh? And would you, let me kiss you down there, down there where it counts. I'll do it so good, I swear I'll drink every ounce, and then I'll hold you tight and hold you long, and together we'll stare in silence.
What?
And we'll try to imagine what it looks like. Yeah. We'll try to imagine what it looks like. Yeah. Silence. This is the song. It's called If I Was Your Girlfriend by Prince. And welcome to the Art Exchange. It's your boy, IamBillyDee.
What's going on?
You know how we do up in this motherfucker. We got to bring you in. And today we have our guests. This is our first duo to the show. So this is a first.
Hey.
We have Julissa in the building.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Say it with your chest.
You know what I'm saying?
What's going on? Well, I don't even know what to say after just hearing all of those lyrics. I'm like, what did y'all bring me into? Just sex and weed.
Yes.
Sex,
weed,
I'm a little numb on it.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it all. And next to Julissa, we have her sibling.
Tony Tig.
Mr. Tony Tig in the building, y'all. And together they form Sibling Rivalry.
Yes, sir. A sibling rivalry.
A sibling rivalry.
I think so.
And you know what I'm saying? And they're here today to join us on the show. And so how y'all feeling today? Let's start there.
We good.
I feel good.
You feel good?
Yeah.
Yes. I feel great as well. And I'm glad that you guys are here. Jay's in the building. We chilling here in the Maker's Lab. You know what I'm saying?
Every time we go out, I always get this like, I'm the younger sibling again. It doesn't matter where we are. He always makes me feel like you're the younger sibling.
And
I don't know how she feels.
It's that energy.
It's in her head.
It is. It's like now I'm bringing it back.
I want to be the younger sibling. No, because I want to be the younger
So
sibling.
you are the older sibling, you're saying?
No, I'm the younger one.
So then that's why you get treated like the younger one. I think
exactly.
I think we're
doesn't get treated like
identifying
the younger one.
I think we're identifying the reason here. We're making a breakthrough, ladies and gentlemen.
I think so.
The reason you feel like you get treated like the younger sibling may have something to do with the fact that you are the younger sibling.
Correct. Well, I thought like when you get like a certain age, you know what I mean? Like it's like we just cool now, you know what I mean? But
I see.
What are you talking about?
Listen, guys, the only...
What are you talking about?
See,
you
that's
get
what I'm
treated,
talking about right now.
You get treated like a human. You get treated like a regular person that is of age to vote and drink and buy alcohol legally and vote.
Oh, man.
What are you talking about? You get treated like the little younger sibling.
Everywhere
you talk to
we
me
go
like I'm younger than you.
Nah.
Julissa, is this the truth?
I'm a liar now. I'm a liar.
Do you treat
She's
him
a liar, America.
like he's younger than you?
Do I?
Do you?
It's just sometimes it's something that it's not that. It's like I think when you become a woman and stuff like that, and it's like certain things happen.
Cue the music.
That's it.
Keep going.
There's something you're just like, come on, and you have like that motherly instinct. I think.
Okay.
For no reason.
So do you feel? Is it that you feel like you're more mature than he is?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
You're just motherly. She's just being motherly. Can you receive that kind of love, sir?
Is it our time for our first commercial break? At this moment, I would like to take some time
So tell me, man, real talk. Tell me about this music y'all got out right now, and tell me what's coming for it. Tell me about the project. What is the project? Is it a full length? Is it an EP? Is it a mixtape? Where can we find it? Give me the download. Go.
Do people do EPs now? I think it's
I think everything is an EP now. Everything is an EP now. Or EPs are the new album.
EPs are the new album.
EPs are the new LP.
But let me say this. This is the reason why we have EPs. Is because people are afraid to be exposed. Because if you put something out that has great length and it's trash, then it's trash.
Yeah.
If you put something out and it's only 5 to 7 songs, 6 to 7 songs, and 4 of them are good, then it's like, he put out a classic. It was only 2 songs on there I didn't like. But if you force to put out 15 songs, right, and 9 of them suck, then that's a trash album, no matter how you slice it or dice it.
But I think that there's another way of viewing it. I think with some of these artists and people who strategize like this, they're considering the attention span of the listeners today, and how even me, like, anything more than about 14 songs seems hella excessive. Even 14 seems like a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, 10 or 12, that's a lot of music, bro. I just feel like that's a lot of music at a time. Drop this right now and then come back to us with the rest of that shit later. Give us a minute with these 10, 12. We gonna fly right through them anyway. Like, everybody that's dropped their album the first half of the year, we ain't even on that no more.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, and there was some really good music, and in another time, it would have been looked at way differently and would have had more holding, more ability to hold attention. Yeah. And it's gone now, so now we're on to the next thing. So this is what we're really dealing with. So anything where you drop a long album is how do you keep the attention?
Right. And so
the question.
So what we did with this project, which is called Clout Chasing, with a chance of meatballs. So if you've seen the movie Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, you'll get the theme.
Clout chasing
with a chance of meatballs.
With a chance of meatballs.
So and it's what I really love about the project is that it's a double album, but it's not a physical double album, but it's a double album, basically.
Right.
Track length. But you're getting actually a bunch of diversity because you're getting solo songs just from her, songs with us together, and then songs with just me.
That's the only time when that type of move is justified is when you have a duo. Like when if Lord willing, Mr. Three Stacks, you know what I'm saying?
Big Boy.
And Big Boy would do it again. I want 30 fucking records. I need 15 from each.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or 10 from each and 10 together. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Let me, like that's when I want it. Or if, Corrupt and Daz get together, I need a good 20 records from them if they do it. Like there's that's the thing, is like when you have a duo, there does need to be an extra bit of expression, especially when they do what you guys saying you're doing, where there's some records that are just yours and some records that are just hers, and you guys have combined joints. That's dope. Tell me more about that.
Yeah.
So go ahead, y'all let you.
I got now. You going good?
I'm on a roll right now.
Yeah.
roll, Jada. I'm on the roll, Jada.
America.
So what I really like it about it is for me because I'm a fan of hip hop first. So when I approach music in general, I approach it from a fan's perspective.
Right.
And so me and her came up with this idea because I wanted to listen to her work as a fan.
Right.
Right. So I want to be like, I just want to hear stuff that you have in your creative thought process and what you have to showcase to the world.
Okay.
I want to hear that without me being involved.
Yeah.
And then I want the world to hear us together to see that there's never, ever, 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 ever in the history of hip hop ever been a brother and sister hip hop duo that can do what we do collectively and individually. That's never been done.
Yeah.
I've researched it. It's never. I mean, I'm sure somewhere you go down the pipeline, you might find something, but never to the level that we're taking it.
No.
At all. And then just for me, I have a story that I'm continuing to tell on the individual level. So,
I mean, you guys are in great company. I think the only brother and sister duo, and they really never did an album together, but when you think of them together. They got a couple records together, and I'm talking about Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson.
That was strictly on a pop level.
And that was strictly on a pop level, and they didn't do man. If they would have ever did a project, together.
I wonder why they never did.
Yeah.
I think if you even look at their song "Scream," that was really the only song that they both could express their own styles because their styles are way different.
Yeah.
Way different. So it would have been hard for them to really, I think, to hold something together, especially since Michael's he's like 10 years older than Janet.
See, back to that.
He's 10 years older than her. No, because he might want.
He probably was like, no, we got to do it this way.
But not even because of that. But because him being the artist, like he's such a hands-on person, so he wouldn't probably want to maybe that dynamic of him wanting to be I'm controlling this, and then she might look at it as he just being a big brother.
Yeah, I want to dive into that too because when there's even with brothers, whether it be big brother little sister or big brother little brother or big sister little sister, there's a older sibling younger sibling dynamic to where the younger sibling at a certain point will want to assert themselves to finally like take hold of their own life, take the reins of their own thing, get control of it, run it. And there is in some way an expectation of recognition from the older sibling. Like I'm making my move. What often happens, the older sibling looks at that move and says, "Fuck you think you're doing? We got a movement over here already." And it's like, yes, but that's your movement, big sibling, older sibling. I got to make my move, and sometimes, and that can manifest in all kinds of different ways. But there's that tension there when the younger one starts to come into their own, whether it be in business, whether it be in life, or their decisions of who they're going to marry or move, where they're going to move, go to school, whatever life decision, going to the military. Whenever that younger sibling makes that move, and it may not be the popular move, they got to assert themselves. There's an extra level of attention. Have you guys ever experienced that, and how did you overcome it, or is it even a factor? First, how many years is there difference between you two?
5.
5. That's a strong number right there.
Yeah.
That's 5 years is a lot of room for difference.
Yep.
Especially when you're different genders. But back to the question though. That tension, that you coming up into your own, maybe musically, because maybe he's the big brother, he got the music thing. Now here you come and you growing into yourself as an artist. Have you ever? Can you take me down that street?
I would say we do have some like collective differences, and I'll speak my expertise on some things, and it, we've had some of those too.
How, Sway?
Maybe
I've been doing this more than you, Sway.
Okay, I'll just say the only thing is probably like social media.
Okay.
I must hit it there because he older, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So he's a little slower
let's
to
talk about
things
that.
and stuff like that. And I'll be like, this is how things look today on social media. Like he was slow to get on Instagram. Like how long did it take you to like actually start posting on Instagram?
I don't know, but it wasn't.
See,
here's the thing.
Here we go.
Here's the thing.
in.
Like when it comes to stuff like that, and we're talking about creativity and that process and instant social media, my assertion to that part of it is not because of an unwillingness to do so. it's like the person who's making the sausage can't be in charge of who's packaging the sausage. You know what I'm saying? You think the person who came up with the secret ingredient of Coca-Cola gives two shits about what the label looks like? I'm making the secret ingredient of Coca-Cola. It's locked in the vault.
That makes a hell of a lot of
You know
sense.
what I'm saying? So I can't do everything when it comes to that.
Fuck.
So for me, it's like I'm gonna be a part
back here making the secret
Let me
sauce.
make the secret.
I don't care what the
juice.
label look like, what the
You
color
got
combination
label
is.
unlocked. I'm gonna make sure it comes together. But for me, I'm the least judgmental person. So for me,
Yeah.
I always appreciate her growth. I always said
What's your astrological sign, by the way?
I'm on the cusp between Aquarius and Pisces.
Okay. Yeah, it explains your open mind.
Yeah,
And yours?
I'm a Leo. Yeah, I've never felt like he felt jealous of me or anything like that. He's always been like super supportive of what I did. And I feel like we've always had times of like, we're kind of like individuals. And because I am a female and he's a male, we always had that big brother, little sister type of dynamic. So
Yes.
it's kind of like I would go to him for advice and stuff like that. And since our dad died too, it's kind of like I really look up to him more. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all have a basketball rivalry too. That you was telling me.
I don't know about rivalries.
I mean, he can beat me on
why? Because it's too
one-on-one.
one-sided. Is that what you're saying?
can beat me
Ain't
on
no
one-on-one.
rivalry when only one side winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he can never beat me in Dave and Buster's basketball. You
Oh,
can't.
you ain't got
can
that flick of the
never.
wrist? You ain't got that-
Nobody
you ain't
can
got that flick of the
never
wrist?
beat me on that one.
I don't know what she talking.
No, you can't beat me on that.
I don't know what are you.
Damn it, we're gonna have to prove this shit.
No, last time we went, it was broken. Remember?
Nah, I beat you.
I don't know. Where's the evidence? Visual evidence.
I
If it
probably
ain't no
got a
video,
video.
it didn't exist.
It
It
didn't
didn't
beat me on
happen.
one on
It
one, but the
If
Dave
somebody
and
ain't
Buster's.
yelling world star and that
Yeah,
shit, it
man.
didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
See.
So back
Once
to the
again,
album.
I can never
now.
win in anything.
Y'all got a double album. How many tracks did y'all put on the album?
So we're cutting down from 30.
Sheesh.
Yeah, because we were doing like 10.
But listen,
individuals.
and this is what we're gonna go back to what we were saying about EPs, right? So here's how I feel about it. When I go watch a movie, I can binge watch a few things, right? I can binge watch Breaking Bad. I've literally sat and watched the entire series like 4 times of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I can binge watch that. I can binge watch The Office. I can binge watch Martin.
I love The Office. I
So,
love Martin.
So we can sit and visually watch something, and that's why with this album we're putting together, it's almost visual.
Right.
So you can literally binge listen to this because you're getting so much good music.
That's interesting. You're
Yeah.
creating a binge listening experience.
Binge listening experience, which is rare. So even if you get back in the car, if you leave the car or wherever you are, you're gonna come right back to where you left off because you want to continue to where you were, right? And it might even be hard to even get through right away because some of these songs, I'm not even gonna say some of them. I think all of our songs have replay value because, like I said, I'm a fan first. I always listen as a fan. So if I can't replay this song, I don't want to listen to it.
Right.
So I think if you could get through 5 songs without having to replay it each song 5 times, then you might be able to finish it in a couple of days. And
Right.
that's the experience that we wanted to create. It wasn't just about just throwing a bunch of music and just hoping what sticks to the wall and what people like. Nah, it's about really going in. And that's why for her, I'm so proud of my sister
Oh,
because
yes,
I'm
tell
wiping
us.
the smoke in my eye at
Tell
the same
us,
time.
man.
Okay, I gotta
Yeah,
cry.
it's
I'm not
getting
crying.
misty in this motherfucker.
No. But what I'm
I
proud
feel
about her
that.
is that sometimes I'll purposely just raise the bar for no reason.
Okay.
Like I'll be like, look, the bar's way up here. Can you get it?
Yeah.
And it's like it's really not that high, but I'll just make her jump up there to get the bar anyway, and she'll get it.
So there's some skullduggery at play.
Yeah, I mean, but she does it, so it makes me proud because then she's like, okay, now she's
It
reaching
makes
that
me
next,
proud.
She's reaching that next level.
She's going
Yeah,
through all of
because,
my
look,
sadistic
honestly-
challenges. It's like what's the dude from the game where it's like, let's play a game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm
because-
glad she has exceeded my wishes as a dark Jedi.
It's true
She has
because-
passed the test.
He never let me rap with him. That's how I knew I got better.
Oh,
I knew I
snap.
got better when he was like, let's do a song. The first time he said, let's do a song together, and I think it was like 2011. It was right before Dad died, I think. So like 2010, 11-ish.
Wow.
That's when I knew I was like, I can write something.
How long had you been rapping before he finally gave you the green light?
How long have I been rapping?
Hold on, let her tell you the bar that she gave me one time to try to prove that she could rap. Give me the bar. Give them the bar.
Please give us the bar.
It was something like I fade away like Kobe. Like, but the way that I said Kobe, fade away.
Now, can I get on the song with you, brother?
And my mom,
fade
you know what I'm
away
saying?
like Kobe.
No, this is he was in a group first with his homie or whatever. And my mom would be like, Tony, how come you never let your sister rap with you? And I'm like writing all these rhymes in the garage. And then one time I was like, yo, Tony, how come I can't get on the track? Rob said I can get on the track. And then he was like, Rob don't even think you good. He like
I don't remember
like,
saying this, but
Rob. He was like, Rob, it was his homie.
Rob.
He was like, Rob don't even think you good.
Damn, Rob.
But he told me the whole time that he thought I could rap. So I was
Rob
thinking
was
like
just
my
trying
brother.
not to-
I thought my brother was holding me back. I was like, man, you just don't want me to, you don't want me to be good and all that stuff. And it was like, dang.
You must have cornered Rob one day, like, yo, Rob,
Probably.
what's popping, man? What's popping? I'm trying to get on the
was like,
record. Why my brother tripping? What's popping? Rob was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could,
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
so that's what I knew. I was like, okay, I'm getting better. If
And
you
then-
ask me to be
okay.
on
But that's
song.
but see, the thing is, it's funny she says that because I don't really remember any of that interaction other than that weak ass verse line she gave me.
That's what happens when you're a younger sibling.
But here's the thing. So my ascension into like really want to do hip hop, because my mom used to write me and my older sister raps when we were like 6 years old about the library, and we were performing
Corny
like
stuff.
stage monkeys and different. Oh my god, man, man, it was crazy though.
Don't-
No, I can say I'm black,
Don't
but I'm
say
not.
that.
So when I say it, that's not
I'm
monkey.
just saying, mom gonna be like,
Mom,
Why
no.
you on there talking about
Yeah,
stage
they-
monkeys? And
Like,
She did. Mom had us out there. Mom had us out there just like, go ahead and do it. This rap. I'm 6 years old. You don't know no better. You just out there performing. Just like Joe Jackson had the Jacksons out there. Just come on, man.
like,
So,
oh
that would've
man,
went
like
viral,
that
though.
in Living Color skit. What was it Little Star or something? It's like, she good.
yeah.
And her mom just trying to get her and everything, like, and she not all, you know what I'm saying?
So
And
I
she's
didn't-
just out there struggling, flouncing around, you know what I mean?
So I didn't love music like that, even though it was kind of always in my blood. But what happened was my cousins, who are 5 years and 7 years older than me, when they were about 15, 17, and I was about 10, and they started their own rap group, and they started rapping together. And so I looked up to them, and they went by Spread the News. One of them passed away. Rest in peace to Chris, aka Rescue. But I looked up to them, and so for me, I was like, I would write raps to them, and they'd be like, "Yeah."
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So then it just forced me to like, man, let me get older. All right, I'm
Yeah.
18 now. Now y'all can't tell me nothing. My bars is dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's like a rite of passage we all kind of have to go through, and as we grow, because if no one's telling you that, how are you going to get better anyway?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's the only way to do it. That's why Lil Wayne, when he started rapping, he was under with Cash Money. He was the youngest in the crew. You know what I mean? So he probably always felt like he had to just show that his value was more than probably what they thought at the
Right.
time. Because Young Turk and BG and Juvenile was the ones running the show. So for him to go, like, okay, I'm 15. Let me step my pen game up, and he ran the whole thing for me.
Right.
So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do think there's a rite of passage. I do think that there is two ways. If you're an older person who you sees a young person coming up in anything that they want to do that you might have experience with, you can tell them the hard truth so that they can go back and work on it. You send them on a path to self-discovery, self-learning, or you take them under your wing and you work with them and you build them up. There's two ways you can do it, and not everybody can do both. Some things are more for people to send you back, yo, go figure it out. Some guys are in a position where they can take an apprentice, so to speak. My path has always been the one where I was always able to be brought in under somebody's wing and shown a lot of things and working one-on-one with this person on my craft.
Okay.
And so it's I was never. There were moments where you feel that though they may not have said like, yo, go back and work on it. But it's like you feel some resistance and you didn't get on the track. You know what I'm saying? the realization like, yo, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got to work on my shit.
Yeah, like 50 Cent. I remember 50 Cent was talking about when he was recording his album, and Dr. Dre would just walk into the room, and 50 Cent said like he might think he has a hit, and Dr. Dre would just walk into the room and just
Damn.
and that whole track, he could have been there for 2 hours. It's just nope. And Dr. Dre wouldn't say nothing. He would just walk. He'd go in there. Nope. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And so 50 be like, okay, well, we gotta scrap that one and do something else.
I think it's clear there's no one doing that in the studios these days.
It's not at all.
There are no guys in any studios doing anything that resembles this. Everyone seems to be doing this in the studio because everything seems to just be coming out. Whatever it is, that shit is coming out. Whatever we did last night, good, bad, ugly, whatever, it's coming out.
You know what it is? You know what? You know why
dropping
that is?
everything.
You know
These
what?
niggas is dropping everything.
Yeah, but you know why that is though?
There's not even the records. You know, you make a record and you're like, nah, that one we gonna have to.
Yeah.
Niggas is dropping everything.
Yeah.
And if they're not, I want to hear what they scrap sound like. I'm just curious. You know how you like to see train wrecks? I want to see what these artists are throwing away. Because what they putting out, you know what I'm saying? There's a disparity. I've said this
that if you let rappers talk, just let them talk. They tell you all the time that half the time they come up with stuff, they just sitting around and they're like, oh yeah, drumstick, real quick, get them lit, drumstick, real quick, we get them lit. Hey, Turner, hey, Jolly Rancher, she got, I'm in the Jolly, you know what I'm saying? And they'll tell you, and what it is that our minds, just like we said, like everyone's mind is always trying to go on to the next thing. So we don't want to be challenged in any sort of way that makes us go, no, that's trash.
Right.
It just takes that one kid who go, oh man, that's dope. And then his friend who's just as dumb as he is go, oh yeah, that's dope. And then next thing you know, you got 18 million dumb people saying that that's dope.
Right.
And then you even tricking some people being like, hey, you know what? I think that might be. I'm not listening with my inner ear on that song. Is what it is. My inner ear can't really hear. No,
the way my eardrums is set up.
Don't do that.
An interpretation problem.
Like you ever look at some art? Someone said this is art, and you're looking at it, and you can clearly see that it's just gobs of paint on the wall.
It's just ketchup and mustard.
And they're like, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? And you're like, what's okay? That's red paint, green, purple.
Yeah. Hey, man.
They're like, no, but can't you see how it's formulation, the nuclear system all together with the atoms and particles and the space is all in. No, those are just colors, bro.
Yeah.
Those are just colors. Right? But then you show those same people who said that's art, and you show them the Sistine Chapel that Michelangelo did, which was done how many years ago with literally oils, paints, and all. Took
Clays
years, right?
And ceramics.
Yeah,
and shit.
exactly. And you look at that, and anyone who really looks at it can be like, damn, that is beautiful. Like, how could you really do that type of art back in those days? And those same people who said that globs of paint was art, they were like,
got a canvas with some shit smeared on it, talking about his art.
Yeah, but they'll look at that. They'll look at that. Man, I can do that dumb shit. That ain't nothing. What is it?
Oh, wait,
clouds and angels.
But what you appear to be saying is that art is subjective.
It is subjective. It is subjective, but I think at the same time, I think a lot of times people are dishonest in how they do it. So it's like if someone's mind can't grasp something, then they'll gravitate to something that they can grasp. So if I don't want to be challenged on an intellectual level. I don't want to have something that makes me think differently about anything. I just want to just do this.
Right.
And they'll gravitate towards that.
Right.
Which is okay. But I mean, are you really doing yourself justice, and are you really doing a favor for that artist?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really
That's
doing
real. That's real. I think I have to say, man, it is irritating as fuck to deal with some of the critics that I particularly have in my life that challenge me. And but I am thankful for them, because in response to the criticisms, there's a challenge. Mm-hmm. And subconsciously, I find I always accept a challenge. Even when I'm trying to put the stuff out of my mind that they said, the challenge has already been embedded into my subconscious, and so now I'm working on the thing. And then you know what I'm saying? And I hate that. I hate that the motherfuckers, the opposite of the yes man. It brings a tension, and it brings a rub, and it calls your whole identity for the moment into question. Yeah. So when you're the guy and you drop some shit and you got the crew there, and there's that one nigga that got to stand up and shit on your thing in that moment, might be the thing that you need, but it don't feel like that. It feels like, how dare you, nigga? And then that's how dudes separate, right? That's how those differences of opinion and the pride and ego sometimes that gets on the line drive people away from each other. Like just recently, Kanye was doing an interview talking about how one of his partners hadn't been with him, Don C. And there was a wedge between them that they had to get past. I'm sure whatever it was, obviously it wasn't that big if they could get past it, right?
Yeah.
And so they were able to do that. You gotta, and a lot of people have accused Kanye of having a lot of yes men around him and running away anyone who does challenge his powerful,
He's a Gemini.
forceful visions that he has. Yeah. He got dragon energy. That's what he said.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, I think, I think it, and my sister will probably tell you, because especially from her being on the female side of things, she probably feels a lot more pressure to be great, and has to really think about more or less what she has to write and what she has to rap about, because if it's too intellectualized, then she's gonna be thrown in a box here. If it's too overly or sexually sensualized, then she's gonna be thrown in a box here. So I mean, that's a challenge in itself. How do you feel about that?
It is. I think being a female artist, everything about you, your brand, everything you think about much more. Like even what you're gonna wear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, should I button this? Because if I don't button it, you know what I mean, I'm gonna be perceived a certain way, or I'm not gonna have that sex appeal and all that different stuff. And yeah, just like what he said, like the whole box. Like if I talk too conscious, if I'm staying too woke, then I'm gonna be put in this box. You know what I'm saying? And then I may be on the stage with certain artists that don't even get, recognition for their music. But if I talk a certain way, like, more of like in the Cardi B's lane, then are people even gonna respect my art as an artist? And just look at me as like, oh damn. She look good.
I think there's such a weird dynamic with fans. They are being conditioned to put things in the boxes, right? The genres, and this person is a this type of artist. This person is a this type of artist, and nary the twain shall meet. You know what I'm saying? And so people are conditioned to box artists off. So as an artist, you're conditioned to not be in the box. So what that does is even that, I believe, creates a tension between you and the fan, because now the fan doesn't know how to perceive you, because they've been trained to perceive things that fit in the boxes. When you show up as an anomaly or a glitch in the matrix, it does make it that there is a resistance there, I believe, because it takes a while for fans to feel like they know what the fuck they're seeing. They have not been conditioned to receive this on sight. So you almost have to teach them to.
It's true. And I think that goes back to like my purpose, you know what I'm saying? And what I need to do and what God has put in my heart to do in this world.
Come on, talk about that.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was like weird. Like I've always had these situations where people were like, you're going to do something in this world. It'd be like, I would go to church mad, like, why am I here? Why am I here? And somebody was like, don't even know me, never met me, be like, sis. I'm like, what are you doing? And it's happened on so many occasions. And just
that
even having, that calling. I had a dream one time. I was with Rosa, Keen, all of them.
Wow.
And we had that in our background, like our grandmother?
A grandmother, she marched on Washington. I went to the Main Man March with my dad when I was about 14.
Yeah,
Wow.
So I think that pushes us too to talk differently in our music, what we're saying and how it's perceived, because I feel like I have such a calling to do something in my community.
A calling to activism, would you say?
I don't know. I don't know. I
or
don't know.
A calling to be a voice?
Just a calling to be a voice, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And just to give back,
right.
And show people, especially on the female perspective, because it is so much like we're just overly sexualized, you know what I'm saying? And we feel like honestly, you can go on like a lot of artists that are coming out today, female artists on the female perspective, and I'm looking at their Instagram, you know what I'm saying? People even check me on mine. They be like, yo, what's going on here? I'm seeing a little too much. People will check me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but okay, I come down on a different place, but I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna do Kanye and let you finish.
Yeah, just let me just speak. You know what I'm saying?
Let her rock. Let her rock.
You know what I mean? Like, I have there's no like, being a woman is an amazing thing. You know what I'm saying? We have power in that. You know what I'm saying? Like being beautiful and all that stuff. That's hey, you know what I'm saying? That's power right there. But that you don't have to go this route just to get noticed. And I feel like a lot of people, a lot of female artists do that whole, I gotta go this route just to get noticed because this is what this label is saying that I need. This is what this A&R person is saying that I need. And it's, you know, and that's where it gets like, yo, can I just rap? Because like a dude can just rap. You can wear basketball shorts, some slides.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On stage with some slides and some sweats.
Right.
And it's not a thing. You know what I'm saying? You still got millions of fans. You still got groupies. You know what I'm saying? I want groupies and sweats too.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I know. That was a joke right there.
No, I'm like, I understand.
No, you understand.
But every nigga scroll stops at certain points when they on the thing.
Yeah.
Conscious niggas and unconscious niggas alike stop scrolling when they see certain things. It just happens. Boom, that got my attention. And that's the struggle for artists. Remember what we were talking about, the concept of, or the argument about LPs versus EPs, double long bodies of work versus short little nuggets of music, is the attention span of people and being able to break through all of the noise that is coming at the minute they wake up in the morning. The phone's got shit for them.
Yep.
And they go right to it, and what happens will determine the rest of their day, right?
Right.
And it's just all this noise all day long. And sometimes what do people do? Just in the moment of boredom, whip it out, get to scrolling real quick.
Yep.
And you're looking for something that pops out at you. Because you could scroll past hella shit. But every now and then, oh, what's this? You know? And it's those things. And so sometimes you have a battle. How do I break through? I know my scroll stop has been stopping recently in a different way when I see some of your posts.
You see?
Oh, Jesus.
I have to say that the attention from me was a little different this time lately. But I love that. I think that that's great. I think that that's artistry and entertainment. Like, and that's what I want to talk about is that your artistry tends to lean more onto the activist or being a voice for the people side. But there are some artists whose artistry leans more into the entertainment side, where nothing is real and it's all fantasy. It's all getaway from life. It's all a break from reality. Some artists create art in the realm of reality. Some artists create art in the realm of fiction and fantasy. And both, I think, have respect. Sometimes the conscious artists will, in a fight to have their art form recognized and respected, will sometimes shit on the fantasy rapper, the give you visual pleasure eye candy rapper.
But
and vice versa. There's this battle that one is better than the other. Chick popping her pussy over here isn't as much of an artist as the chick that's telling you Black Lives Matter.
But in all of that, especially what you were talking about, how music today, it's very, they're throwing it at younger artists. They're throwing it at young people today, right? So it's like you're saying this separation. These kids they don't understand no separation. You know what I'm saying? So young Tanya is seeing girl popping her pussy out or whatever. That's what the fuck she thinks she has to do to get on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying that you have.
Are you saying that you didn't grow up in the 90s?
Oh, I don't know. What did I grow? Maybe
I'm just too old.
My parents. I would say
feel
a
like,
lot of that goes to our parents.
I
we
feel like
old
that
school
shit
parents.
comes and finds you as a kid, and when it finds you, you are more than happy to see it. And then you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think even for every generation had whatever they listened to that was considered like forbidden or whatever, whether it was the Beatles or the Rolling Stones or listening to Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. All that stuff. Everyone has something that wasn't intended
taboo,
intended for a youth. Now it's different because now, like I was explaining on one of my Instagram posts, is now if you look at album covers and you look at everything is when music wise, everything is catered towards the youth. That's why all the covers have like the art and the look, it's an amusement park, it's a circus. Look at what's the name video with Nicki, like ice cream and it's claymation and how cute, but it's talking about we just getting freaky. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not meant. Like what artist goes, or as a fan, like if I'm watching that and I'm like, oh, I can dig that. I dig that. No, that's meant for a younger. That's meant for like 15. Like it's geared towards it's not even geared towards college students. That's geared towards Because when you were a college student, you wanted to feel grown. That's when you went and you felt, even if you weren't intellectual, you felt like, I'm in college now. So I
drink
feel
coffee.
Like, I feel like I'm not drinking just a regular black coffee. I'm drinking I'm getting I'm getting something sophisticated. So it's like even when I hear people say conscious rap, if you look at it and you break it down, because I started in Christian hip hop. And so I can break it down to dynamics, especially when it comes to the
break it down, brother.
Because if you look at it, and this is why hip hop, and especially because this is the only genre where it's really the dollars and who's on top and who's not is really important. Because if you look at hip hop, right, hip hop is probably the only genre where they separate. This is the top gospel artist of the year,
right?
Well, that's that check. He's still rapping bars.
Right.
Right. So it's like whether you listen and you're listening to someone who's a gospel artist and he's not, and you think he's dope, but you might not be a Christian, but you can be like, man, but I can relate to his struggle and what he's talking about and how he feels. Then that's all you need to know. Because you don't separate, you don't put gangster rap in that category, because how many people that listen to gangster rap are gangsters? You know what I'm saying? You don't listen to YG and you think all gangsters just listen to YG? He got a worldwide fan base, but you relate to it. You don't go, well, the nominee for best gangster rap album of the year goes to, it's hip hop. Right. So, but you see how they break it, because everything is about trying to put things in boxes. And so that's why they say conscious. Well, conscious just means you're thinking of thought, right? So everyone should be of thought. So if you're listening to somebody that's not conscious, then what the hell are you listening to then?
Well, the argument can be made, sir, that's the reason why in a bookstore you have a fiction section and a nonfiction section, because for the reader, it's important that they know the difference. Because if you find a fiction book in the nonfiction section and you dumb enough to believe what you're reading is nonfiction, and you don't know this is a fictionary, like, we need to know what we're looking at so that we can perceive it. But let me rebuttal that properly. But let me rebuttal that, because you can say that, but hip hop is the only genre of any music that whether you say you're conscious or whether you the gangster rapper or whatever, you're expected to live that in real life.
Yep.
Right? There's no separation. You can read fantasy and fiction, and some of those characters in fiction don't exist. If they're talking about blue aliens, they don't exist. Right? But in hip hop, no matter what genre you are,
perhaps it's in the nonfiction section, and it's new information that you never knew.
Right, but in hip hop,
there's blue-skinned aliens now.
But we know that's not true.
Nonfiction section, I found it, I read it.
But in hip hop, whatever you present yourself as, that's what you're expected to be. We don't expect dudes to just talk gangster and be like, man, but he just a rapper. Yeah. Like, he not really about like just like when you watch a movie, like, you don't be like, oh yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, oh, he's the like, you don't look at him down the street and expect him to be the Terminator. You don't. Right. But in hip hop, we expect you to do that. And that's actually the fans' fault. This one I'm gonna blame on the fans, because the niggas have been telling you for years. Cube has been telling you. Dre has been telling you. Dre specifically said, "This is our fucking job. This is just our job." If you look for the information, these rappers are telling you this shit ain't real. It hasn't been real. In some circumstances, it can get real. But in reality, this is entertainment. Now, this is where it comes in that it's important. Only now as they're older, though. See, it's easy for them to say that. It's easy for them to say that when they're younger.
This is old interviews I'm talking about.
From how far back?
At least Chronic 2001.
Dre been slapping bitches for a long time now. Let's not
say what?
Dre been slapping bitches for a long time.
I'm talking at least during the aftermath years, the early aftermath years. There was some interview. Might have been during the Death Row days when he was making that particular statement. But I feel like him, Cube, Ice-T especially, a lot of these guys have been clear that this is entertainment, that this isn't real. They've had to justify themselves because there's always these damn court cases where somebody's shot somebody and they want to try hip hop over it. Well, I was listening to Tupac, so that's why, and even Tupac has made it clear that, that there's an entertainment aspect to all of this. The fans romanticize it. The fans expect it to be real because of the train wreck effect. They want to see the drama. They want to see the smoke. And then they want to have the joy to mourn after. They want to see Tupac shot, and they want to cry for him after and wish he was still here. They want it all. They're looking for the whole experience. It's Romeo and Juliet. It's the tragedy. It's the whole build up, the fall, and then the after effect. And so to a degree, and now there's been some programming in that. They've been programmed to expect that. But that comes from movies and, once again, entertainment. And so a lot of the perception that keeping it real, or rap is real, or some of these dudes are real gangsters, and there's some R&B artists that'll run it, and let you have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they learn. But I'll never forget it. And Tupac is the greatest hip hop artist of all time, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I've even heard him say, and I got to find the interview because I literally heard this come from his mouth. He said a lot of what he learned in life came from the dudes he looked up to in hip hop. He said, Snoop said, Ice Cube said, don't trust the big bitches, the big whoop 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 whoop. That's what it is. Big Daddy Kane said this, whoop whoop. LL Cool J said this, whoop whoop. This is how I learned. These were my role models. These are my father figures. These are what I came through. So as hip hop progresses, we can't not say that it's not impactful. We cannot say that what we're saying and what we're doing isn't all conscious, because it all is. So it sucks that we have to break it down. Like, well, are they? Because even when they look at us, they got to decipher, right? Because I have a lot of people, right, who know me from the Christian realm, are gonna be like, only you fallen into the dark side of
right.
Your salvation is now at stake. You know what I mean? And so this is things I have to look at, and then I have to explain myself like, well, no, this is just entertainment. No, it's entertainment. However, it's still something that I'm holding myself accountable to. I there's a difference between being expressive versus being reckless. You know what I'm saying? So your language, your language, you can be expressive.
That's subjective.
No, you can be expressive or you can be reckless.
No, I'm talking about the designation of what's reckless, right? Because there was don't jump off the ledge, but there was a thought for a while when Kanye had his TMZ moment,
right,
and he was doing all that. People actually, there's some people that stepped back and said, perhaps this is performance art. Is Kanye trolling the world, right? Like, they had to step back and wonder to themselves, is this art? is this moment where this dude's making this horrible statement, this terrible blunder for his career, was this somehow art? And that's what I mean. Art is subjective. So even though something may seem reckless to you as an artist and irresponsible for you, someone else may say, that's art. That's the beauty of it.
I think going back to what you said about having the entertainment side and the conscious side, why don't we put it out on even playing field? You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like...
Go ahead.
Yeah, because it seems like, okay, what you're saying is true, can be true, but if you give people like 90% of like the garbage or whatever, and then you throw in sprinkles of like, okay, we got a couple of, just to say whatever, here's some good ones right there. Yeah. And then here's a choice, what's going to be heavily influenced.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, and then let me go back to, I have to say this.
Okay.
Hip hop is not controlled by the fans, the listeners of hip hop.
No, they're not controlled. No, right. Not at all.
Who controls hip hop music? Who is dumping money into hip hop music?
Corporations.
And who owns these corporations?
It's not
people
from the culture.
It's not anyone from the culture. Right. So they're telling us what is the culture. And I feel like kids don't understand that. Right. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about movies, right? Okay, so when we watch movies, how many times you grew up watching a movie and you see a nice family, nice white family, nice house, both parents in the house, money? That is the expectation. Our expectations now, we thugs, we this and that, and that's all we see. And that's what everybody sees. So like you said, we live in hip hop. I can't just be a black person that likes hip hop music and then goes, change my clothes and be like, seen like, hello, now I would like to get a job in corporate America. They don't see me like that. Right. So we as artists, okay, yeah, we haven't, I don't know, not everybody, but again, that goes down to your purpose. Not everybody has that responsibility that I'm going to be different. I'm going to have a voice in this art, in this music. Right. I'm going to whatever. I get to pop my pussy. I don't care. I'm getting money, whatever. Yeah. And that's you. Right. And that's great. And I'm not even hating on you because whatever, do what you got to do. I know what I got to do. So I have to be careful and conscious about what I put out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but that comes, that type of expression and that road, comes with its challenges.
It does.
Right. So, I mean, a lot of that stuff, sometimes the quote unquote conscious rappers, when they do express their displeasure with some of the struggles of that path, to me, as someone who looks into conscious conscious thought and a lot of conscious studies and stuff like that, and understands it. I don't classify myself as that kind of artist, but when I look at it, I said, y'all should expect this. This is the road you chose. That's part and parcel of it is, that lack of attention. Nobody wants, in the midst of the party, nobody wants to go over in the corner and talk to Rashid, or what was homie name in Menace to Society? The Muslim brother. No, over by the cooler. Nobody wants to go over by the cooler and talk to homie because he's trying to drop knowledge on you. It's like, nigga, hand me my 40 out the cooler. You know what I'm saying? And so there's always going to be that John the Baptist, that's the guy out in the wilderness, as opposed to we over here in the midst of the city doing this thing. Right. So, but that doesn't mean that it's any less great. That doesn't mean that it's any less worthy of respect and admiration. And I do think that the tradition of conscious hip hop through in the history of hip hop is a little bit distorted. I don't think that it was as even back when it was hotter as we think it was. It wasn't even. I think there were far more just regular party rappers and all of that than the conscious crowd. But the conscious crowd was given even footing when they did come through the door, because we had shows like Rap City and all of the different little hip hop shows we had coming up. They got attention through those outlets. Once the corporations got more and more of a hold of this, I think that part is ruled out, and they can justify it by saying that the numbers speak for themselves. For a company whose only concern is their bottom line, and they have a product that doesn't sell like the rest, when you're cutting the fat, it's clear who's going first from a bottom line perspective. That's the quandary we're in with corporate America running hip hop. But that explains the difference in popularity level. The popularity that we're seeing some of these artists have is what happens with the corporation behind you. When you operate from a standpoint of you present a product that is not a top seller, the corporation is not going to make that popular. It's not a top seller. Now, you could just say, well, we're going to make it a top seller because we just put the money in it. We're going to put it on all radio and we're just going to put it in there. Then you're doing everything that they accuse the payola crowd of doing. And you can't. You have to look at the numbers. And I think this is a great study for someone who does shit like this is the years when conscious rap was hot. I'd like to see its sales versus regular mainstream commercial sales. And then let's talk from, since we know corporations run hip hop, let's talk from their perspective. If I'm a corporation and I got Tide and then I got, regular old detergent, which one I'm going to put on my shelf? Right? There's, both do a great job, and this might even be non-GMO or organic and made by better people. But this is my top seller. I'm a corporation. My top priority is the bottom line. So it's a monster with its tail in its mouth. It's eating itself. It's like there's no way out of that. So the road of a conscious rapper, the road of someone who wants to stick to their guns and be non-commercial, non-corporate, is always going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy of less popularity. That's just what it is.
I think the times are changing.
But I don't think that makes it less worthy. I'm not taking away from the respect that it should have and the dignity that it should have. I'm just saying from a corporation's perspective, I can clearly understand why it would not be their objective to make sure the world hears this.
Well, I think times are changing.
I think it just comes, and at the end of the day, I still think it comes down to good music. I think that I don't think we have to overcomplicate what's good music and what's not good music. As subjective as you can say it is. We don't have there's a reason why Motown is considered the best music. There's no debate that Motown put out the most hits because it was good music. So you could say, well, if you don't like Motown, then you could be like, well, so yeah, that's your opinion subjectively. Then you have the right to believe that wasn't good music. But we all know that Motown was good music. So in this day and age,
or have we been conditioned to know that? Over the years.
No,
have we been conditioned?
No, because you could
by older people who said, "See, this is the good music."
No,
and
because you could do that. See, the thing is, and that comes from open mindedness because you can do that with anything. And I'm the worst person to talk about because I listen. I'm the worst person to tell that to only because I listen to everything.
Right.
And even if you listen to my music, you can go on my Instagram and you can hear bars, and then you can go on Instagram and you can hear a freaking song that you would hear. It's a soft rock ballad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Literally a soft rock ballad, and and it's
variety.
And that's because I believe in good music. I don't care what genre it is, but I think right now is that my main issue is that we are, like my sister was saying, is that we are letting people control the narrative that shouldn't be able to, because and we're letting people get away with not having to try. If an artist is telling me that they're not trying, or they're just putting words together, or they're just doing this, and I'm accepting it, then something is wrong with me. It's like even as a sporting fan, you know, when your favorite player, be it LeBron James, be it Tom Brady, be it whoever, you can tell by watching their game when they decline. Whether it's just their time to go, or they're not trying. You can tell when they're not trying. You're just like, oh yeah, he's not even trying.
He's
like,
mailing it in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and I can't make the case for you being a great artist or a great basketball player, great whatever anymore. You're not even giving me that effort, and you're not even trying, and you're telling me this. So not only are you not trying, but you're insulting my intelligence, and you expect me to pay for it. You know, you gonna insult my, and that's what they're doing, and these kids don't get it. Like, they're literally insulting your intelligence, and you are still eating it up. You're like, no, man, this is the best. Like, he's telling you he doesn't care about you as a consumer. They used to do that back in the day too. In the 90s, they tell you, like, just give me my money, and then we call it even. I don't gotta do nothing. I don't gotta be a role model. I don't gotta hold your hand, which is cool. I'd rather know that. Tell me. Don't try to fool me and be like, hey, this is lit. And then when somebody be like, no, actually it's not. And then you know, and then because then you see the reactions they give, right? Because Instagram right there. Oh, you don't like it? Well, you can whoop the whoop whoop whoop. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's hard. I think we're overcomplicating good music. And you can say, you can say that's subjective. But if we really just sit, and if you really take the time out as an individual, because everyone says, this is the generation of I'm an individual. But everybody, to me, I see it. Everybody got colored hair. Everybody got funny looking teeth now, right?
No,
everybody does. I mean, a lot of people know this.
Everybody does
movement.
Not, sir.
No.
Everybody does not have colored hair.
Come on, Billy.
I don't mean to be the devil's advocate here.
Billy, who are the most? If you look right now, the most popular rappers right now have a lot in common, right? They have a lot in common. You know, there's no the name. You can go to names, right? Similarity in names. You can go to similarity in the styles. Dude, there's rappers that literally look alike, and they fight reporters when the reporter calls them the other person. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta mention names, but that's the case. So you got them that look alike, but everyone's talking about individuality. Well, how are you different? You're not. You just not. And then people are actually. They don't, and the fans aren't even going like, yeah, they're not different at all, and I'm not different. You're not.
It's not being different. See, that's the thing you're missing. They're not talking to each other. The artists are not trying to be different from each other. They are talking to the fan, just like you said it a minute ago. They're saying, I'm different from you. Because if you take it away from these artists where our focus is, and you look at everybody, no, everybody doesn't have colored hair. No, everybody doesn't have tats on their face. No, everybody don't have all kind of colors in their teeth. Out here in the real world, so to speak. So that's the conversation. It's a linear conversation from the artist to the listener, not from the artist out and saying I'm different from all these guys. They could care less. They're trying to do the thing that breaks through. That's why the colors are there, because it stops you. In a moment of scrolling, you stop and you feel something. It's the Floyd Mayweather effect. He's who he is today because people hated him, not because they loved him, or they loved him in reverse. They loved to hate him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that that's always the thing, but as an artist, you've got to find a way to break through. And these days, it's about more than music. It appears to be, because they want the lifestyle. That's why Instagram is here, and that's why the lives are here, and they're following these artists and they're looking into everything, because something made them stop and they emotionally imprinted and became attached. And now there's a part of their identity that is melded in there. People identify with Cardi B. I've seen Latino women identify, and black women identify with her. Women who I would never think, but they love old Belcalis. You know what I'm saying? Because something about her
some Cardi B. She's
stopped them, right? And emotionally broke through. That's not easy to do, and you're not going to do it.
Show me another Cardi B, though.
But that's what I'm saying. But who else is doing that?
No,
though?
But what I'm saying is,
isn't.
No, I'm not talking. But and then we got to break that down, because that's like once again we
don't have time for that on today's show.
We
actually, before we go, and I got to stop you here because we want to play some music.
All right.
Y'all got this project out, Sibling Rivalry, right? That's what the project called.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got like 20 records on it.
Yeah.
Y'all got something.
It's a head number. Yeah, let's see what we're gonna put on.
What can we go to their YouTube page? I I think we have a track up.
When I'm in need.
That
Yeah.
one?
We need to find that Shining though. All right, so this song right here.
Wait. Actually, I do have it. You have an email? Can I email it to
Oh,
you?
yeah, that's perfect.
What is your email? Oh, wait, let me find it.
And while we let them set this up, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to tell you again who we in the building with. We here with Julissa, and you can find her online on social media, Instagram at It's Julissa. That's at symbol ITSJULISA. And then my man to my left is Mr. Tony Tig in the building.
T to the IG.
That's it. And you can find him on Instagram, Mr. Tony TIG. Fuck with them. They got good music. They got great hearts. They got a vision and a calling, as you heard from our discussion today. I mean, these are people who put a whole lot more thought into their artistry than your run-of-the-mill person with colored hair and tats on their face. So, you know what I'm saying? We definitely want to support these types of artists on the show. This is why this platform is here. And, you know what I'm saying? And we do want to announce that the Nick Rose album, mixtape Petals and Roses, is out now. Petals and Roses is on makers.com. You can also find it on all streaming media. That's Spotify. You can find it on Tidal, iTunes, Apple Music, all that good stuff. Petals and Thorns by Nick Rose. That's out now. Of course, my mixtape is out. Covina Mid-90s Vibe. You can find that also on the Makers website, makers.com. Fuck with us. We got music. We got apparel. We got shirts. You guys got this project gets out on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that stuff?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this joint you about to play, is it on the project?
Yep.
It's going to be on the project.
Okay, so the project is not out?
Nah, not yet.
It's not out.
End of the month.
It's coming at the end of the month. So, the album's not out yet. It's coming at the end of the month. It's called Sibling Rivalry. Mr. Tony Tig, Julissa in the building, and we're going to play this record. It's called Shining.
Yep.
We got it queued up. Fantastic.
Got the eye of the tiger.
Oh, yes.
There's no way that I can win. Just as long as I keep trying. No such thing as the limit. I'm out here shining, 'cause I stay grinding. I'm out here shining, 'cause I stay grinding.
Yeah. Taking no days off. That's a real 365 deal. He the boss. Tony. Dancing with the stanzas, kidnap the rap game. Who gon' pay the ransom? Haters won't beef like we fasting, but they only see the dust when we pass. Ricky Bobby on the track, where your team go. Pocket full of chips, and we yelling out bingo. When you start at the bottom, then the moon looks far. When you start from the sky, then the star you are. Everybody wanna be the Don Dada. When it's time to do the work, these undergrads do nada. Cum laude, you can check the resume. Boom bada, bing, let it resonate. Everything you hate, I did that last week, so you see the old me every time we
Got
speak.
the eye of the tiger. There's no way that I can win. Just as long as I keep trying. No such thing as the limit. I'm out here shining, 'cause I stay grinding. I'm out here shining, 'cause I stay grinding.
What's the definition of shining? My nigga, that's perfect timing. I've been on the clock like a wash pot in the kitchen. Everybody looking at me like, damn, this shit was missing. Ain't nothing new under the sun, except for the person shining like one. Do you still count the medals you won? You defeating MCs, but your own demons is none. Look, I'd rather tackle my reflection, 'cause pride has a false perception. I'm not cocky, but I had a crush on arrogance. Ego is a drug that's more addicting to heroin. Every day the sun reminds us we're a star. It's up to us to see if we'll make it very far. Can't go nowhere if we never even start. Subtract your insecurities, just add passion and
Got
heart.
the eye of the tiger. There's no way that I can win. Just as long as I keep trying. No such thing as the limit.
That's that shit right there, man.
Shining, 'cause I stay grinding.
That shit is hard. That's the shit right there. See, that's artistry, man. That's beautiful, man. That's some
Shout
hard
out to
shit.
Jeremy.
That's bars.
Media.
Yo, and the visuals was tight. Everything is on point, man. And so this is gonna be on the project that's dropping at the end of the month. Y'all got a
We ain't got a
specific
date.
date.
gotta lose.
Before
Ain't no date yet.
The date
There will
is
be an
before I
announcement.
go to South Africa. That is the date.
Okay. So you headed to South Africa?
Yeah.
Okay. We talking Cape Town or?
Both Joburg and Cape Town.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, y'all. See, we here with artists, people who want to step up and be a voice for their community, be a voice for their people who are responsible to bring you the best work when they get in the studio. When they bring you the product, they're thinking about you. They're thinking about being a blessing to you and making sure that you got that proper vibe. This is what the Artist Change is all about. It's about reciprocation. It's about us giving and getting back the love. We give the love, we get the love back. It's an exchange. And so I definitely love y'all, and I definitely appreciate y'all for stopping through.
Appreciate
and
it.
exchanging with your boy.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
Mr. Tony Tig, Julissa, Sibling Rivalry.
Yeah.
And it's coming at the end of the month. Fuck with them. I'm your host. I am Billy D. This is the motherfucking Art Exchange. Take them out,
whoa.
Jay. Makers.
Makers in the building. This episode brought to you by Makers.